I have a scientific study that I'm going to go over on Unenlightened Programming Stream. I'm going to do a little bit of a summary thing here because that's generally what we do here. It's more of like a summary thing. And the summary, I'll give away the lead here. The summary of the study is that large language models, or AI in general, whatever you want to call it, maybe it's better if I just describe what they did. It's probably better if I do that. Here's what they did. So what the researchers did was they took academic material and medically scientific prescriptive claims out of scientific material like studies. So they would take studies that the medical industry did or doctors did or whatever, and then the outcomes of that mostly being what were doctors likely to prescribe, etc. They took an initial set of that data, which is just pure human data, and they looked at the confidence rate of all of these studies. You can kind of think of it as a little bit of a meta-analysis in order to critique it, and the confidence level of prescriptions out of those analyses, and mapped that level of confidence to incorrect prescriptions, incorrect studies, or variations of incorrectness, because sometimes it's really difficult to point to like a whole thing and say that's entirely incorrect. But they mapped that on, right? I'll go over the study in a future stream and we'll dig into it because it's super interesting. But essentially what they discovered is that large language models and AI have a 5 or 6 times greater overconfidence rate on incorrect materials on the same materials. They will not only incorrectly prescribe and incorrectly determine scientific data in terms of, in particular, the medical field, like, for example, what kinds of exercise are important for you to lose weight. That was one of the things I read. I'm a type 2 diabetic, and so there was a portion in there about type 2 diabetes and things you can do to help manage your type 2 diabetes. There was all kinds of stuff around the LLM strongly encouraging you to do X, Y, or Z. And it was super, super confident about it, way more confident than humans who are in the medical field who are also wrong about the same topic in general. Okay, well, we can go over details. Super interesting. AI tools may be weakening the quality of published research, study warns. And you can kind of see how this ties in, because this is exactly the kind of thing that AI would absolutely be doing when it gets wrong information that is built into its training data set. The University of Surrey did a research where they essentially said that we have to be careful about the range of low quality and science fiction papers that are coming in. Yes. They are coming in. The team found that between 2014 and 2021, just 4 National Health and Nutrition Examinations, or nannies, association-based studies were published each year, but this rose to 33 in 2022, 82 in 2023, and 190 in 2020. I want you to look at that. Nutritional health papers. You had 4 in 2020, and it's, as of 2024, it's almost 200. I wonder where these papers are coming from. What could be accounting for a massive increase in the generation of, language-based papers? Could you think of anything that might account for this? So of course it's AI. While AI has the clear potential to help the scientific community make breakthroughs that benefit society, our study found that it is also a perfect storm. So one more time, I keep saying this, and I'm going to say it until everybody gets this. I have gone over the academics. I have gone over the science. I've gone over the programming. I've proven that AI can't code. I have proven that AI can't generate proper art, that it has very niche positive use cases and very, very many negative use cases. I've actually proven this with objective data. It's not anecdotal. It's studied and peer reviewed, and we've done it on stream time and time and time and time again, over and over again. I have almost a year's worth of backlog of catalog on my YouTube. I have at least a few months of it. LLMs hallucinate. They are overconfident on error rates. Their error rates are insanely high. People just stick their heads in the sand and they don't realize what's happening. And now imagine that you have a negative feedback cycle where AI generates hallucinated crap in the medical field, in the health industry, in code, for example. We've gone over typo squatting and slop squatting and whatever. And then it feeds back into the training data set of that AI. And then the AI just feeds its own slop to itself. What do you think's going to happen? And then what's worse is that you take something like this and you make prescriptions based on bad AI generated data, and you go tell people to do X, Y, or Z in order to take care of their health. What do you think's going to happen? What do you think the outcome of this is going to be? Which is again why Textradamus over here has made the bold prediction that in approximately 10 months time, it's soon, I think it's going to be 9 pretty soon, because I mean I've been doing the daily tech news stream for like 7 or 8 weeks now. There's going to be a come to Jesus moment, so to speak. And that moment will be when AI absolutely fails us in a big way and causes a lot of harm. Hopefully not the kind of harm that 404's lives, but it's already done that. It has already done that, because we've already covered stories where, for example, young children are talking to AI and the AI encourages them to 404 themselves, to self 404, and they actually do it. More of that is going to happen. And the good news about that is that we're going to take a step back and realize that this was probably a mistake, and we have to really narrow down our scope. AI won't go away. AI will still have good use cases, but we're going to have to narrow down what we use it for. We've seen a surge in papers that look scientific but don't hold up under scrutiny. This is science fiction using national health data sets to masquerade as science fact. The use of these easily accessible data sets via APIs combined with large language models is overwhelming some journals and peer reviewers, reducing their ability to assess more meaningful research. This is exactly the same principle that I make the argument for with regards to third-party dependencies that we just abscond our responsibilities to, where you just go composer install, pip install, npm install, rust crate install, whatever install, library, framework, abstraction, insert the thing here that is meant to make you think less because you think that somebody else smarter than you has solved a problem already when it hasn't. This is exactly the same thing. AI is exactly this, but at a far more societal level. It's exactly the stupid decision making that we've been doing in the tech industry for the past 10 to 20 years, wrapped up in the package called AI. And as a result, we're just going to generate more of that crap even faster. And we're going to overwhelm ourselves with the same type of complexity that we currently suffered from before AI. And now AI is just going to make that complexity more and expanded upwards out of the tech industry and into just society as a whole, to the point where you're not going to be able to trust anything. That's what AI is. And we did it to ourselves. The study found that many post-2021 papers used a superficial and oversimplified approach to analysis, often focusing on single variables while ignoring more realistic multi-factor explanations of the links between health conditions and potential causes. Some papers cherry-picked narrow data subsets without justification, raising concerns about poor research practice, including data dredging or changing research questions after seeing the results. Tulsi, a postgraduate researcher at the University of Surrey and lead author of the study, added, "We're not trying to block access to data or stop people using AI in their research. We're asking for common sense checks. This includes things like being open about how data is used, making sure reviewers with the right expertise are involved, and flagging when a study only looks at one piece of the puzzles. These changes don't need to be complex." And this is the beautiful part. This is the exact same argument that I make about the tech industry. the answers, the changes to the problems in tech, the changes to using AI. You don't have to remove AI completely, but the changes that we need to make, they're not hard. They're actually well within reach. We have plenty of smart people who would be fantastic programmers in tech, who would be able to pick up very simple fundamentals and go a very, very long way with them to produce better websites, faster software, more performant, less RAM, easier to use, better to use, whatever you want to call it. All of the above. We have plenty of people, and so does the science community. And these things aren't difficult. They're extremely achievable. We could turn this ship around in months, if not less. But why would we, when we can just wash our hands of it and go, oh no, it's the AI's fault. It did it, not me. I just prompted it. Oh no, it's the library's fault. It's the abstraction's fault. It's the framework's fault. It's not my problem. I use what you told me to use, X abstraction. So when a problem happens, why are you looking at me? I did what you told me to do. So then they lay out steps to tackle the problem about the bad submissions of apparently studies, scientific papers, if you want to call it that. It's not really that.